What is the most inspiring thing I ever said to you?
Don't be an idiot. Changed my life.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing.
It's a really weird way that I went about getting into coaching. I was offered the job.
I've been a customer experience coach for 3 years, and it wasn't something that I'd just fallen into. I applied for the role, and I think it suited me better because rather than being on the phones, I was a little bit more of a people person.
I'm a football coach for a local football team, coaching youngsters from the ages of 8 up until 16.
Using the analogy of baking a cake, a trainer would demonstrate how it was done, give you the equipment and ingredients you need, and observe while you are baking it, also giving feedback when necessary. A coach would ask you questions about what end result you want, and check if you had everything you needed. Maybe see what other equipment or ingredients you might need, and check that it matches with your priorities. A mentor would share their recipe with you and their experience of how they would do it.
Coaching is fundamentally about having empowering conversations with colleagues in order to help them be the best they can be, whereas training is more about actually sharing knowledge. However, when you actually combine the two, it's quite powerful. So if you use a coaching approach to facilitation, it helps people to think for themselves, and that you kind of elicit the information that way.
A trainer will give you a tool bag, and they will then give you the tools to put into that bag. Whereas what a coach will do is encourage you to bring your own tool bag with you, and you choose which tool is the most appropriate. We've had trouble with one person in particular, not so much for the knowledge, that was absolutely brilliant. The problem he had was keeping his temper on the phone, which is a really difficult thing to do. He had a lot going on outside of work and also inside of work, and we had a lot of intensive coaching sessions week on week. Each week we focused on one area, and the main area was obviously his losing his temper or being abrupt or interrupting customers in particular. So we had to focus on one area each week, and at the end of the 6 to 8 weeks I listened to a call, the very last call I listened to for him before he actually left the company, and it was one of those moments where I listened to it and I just stood up and I went, yes, this is exactly what we've been working towards. I just ran straight over to his desk and I went, yes, that is how you do it. Fantastic.
So an example of where I've been coached, particularly here at Conveyor. So when I first started in the underwriting department, I was an assistant underwriter, had no experience, and I was, to start off with, I was trained the processes and everything behind that, and then moving forward I was actually told, encouraged to find the answer myself. So I'd go to one of my seniors with a case, and instead of them saying this is the answer, what I'd do is I'd have to work out how I got to that answer.
So I was a team manager,
yeah,
and I had a lot of aspiring people to become team managers, and I thought it was really important to help them identify what skills they needed to become a team manager, but I didn't want to just tell them. So spent a lot of time with them, talking to them, asking them open questions, and getting to the realisation of what they needed to do to become a team manager. And then I was able to support them onto a specific programme to become a team manager. And the honest outcome of it is that some people became team managers, but some people through that piece of coaching realised that wasn't from them, and they wanted to go into a more technical role or something along those lines. And it's really good because coaching has led them to the right answer, whether that be what they thought it was or whether something completely different. So they found it really beneficial, and I think it helped me grow in my role as well.
I think coaching is important for Conveyor because we do work with a very diverse group of people who take coaching very differently.
I think the benefits are massive because they don't just benefit you, the people that you're coaching, they benefit you as a coach as well, because you have to learn to adapt your style to each individual.
I found coaching to be really beneficial as part of my role here at Conveyor. I've really found that my listening skills have improved. I'm not talking as much and I'm letting the other person talk, but just also building a bit more of a structure around coaching sessions, so checking on my coachees' current performance, what their objectives are of getting out the coaching sessions, what actions they need to take to get to where they want to get to, and then just constantly checking on progress, having regular one-to-ones just to make sure they're on track to get to their end goal.